Okay, hello. Audio should be good now. It's all good. I'm a G. I fixed it finally. That was a lot of work, but we did it. So I'm meant to be doing some productive stuff for my business, but I'm really tired and I just woke up from a nap and I can't really be bothered. So instead, I'm just gonna rant at the camera for 5 minutes. It might be more fun. Uh, so I want to preface this by saying I am a child, 26-year-old. I haven't really done anything with my life, but I see all these big guys on YouTube doing all these self improvement crap. So I figured I'd just copy them because they're quite cool and I want to be cool. So yeah, let's just jump right in. So again, the preface, yeah, I'm a child. If you don't want to live a life like mine, where basically, okay, I made £21,000 last month, which is all right. It was a good month though, better than normal. And I do also just do whatever I want all day, every day. I haven't cooked in over 2 months. I don't have a boss. Like I run my own little business. So if you want, like, there's G's my age doing way better. So you should probably listen to them more. But if you do want a life like mine, then maybe it's a good idea to take my advice. That's what I'm gonna say. But if you don't want a life like mine, then don't take my advice. Just leave my channel. Yeah. Well, no, still stay on the channel. We'll still have a good time. So yeah. Uh, so basically, what I want to talk about is what I think is the most important thing you can take care of if you want to like hit all your goals in life and kind of be productive and stop procrastinating. And well, I found this incredibly helpful for me, at least, because by nature, I'm an incredibly lazy person. Like, I really struggle to do work. Like, just now today, there's a bunch of shit I should be doing, and I can't really be bothered, so I'm just going to do this instead. But yeah, and it's basically the same advice I give for everyone, for basically anything. So my ex-girlfriend, she once asked me, like, how do I finance better? She was really bad with her money. I've always been quite smart with my money. Like I've never ran out of money. Like even now, my mates have a go at me for saying I spend too much, but as a portion of my income, I'm spending less than them. So I've always been good with my money. I never really overspend. Uh, and so she asked me for financing advice, and I told her the same thing I tell everyone basically, which is I think if you want to hit your goals and be productive and not fall to addiction and like beat your addictions and all this stuff. Uh, so for me, it's like if I take care of my inputs, then the outputs mostly take care of themselves. And that's the advice I give to anyone who's trying to do anything. If you want to start a business, if you want more motivation to go to the gym, if you want to finance better, like take care of your inputs and the outputs take care of themselves. So what I mean by that, by your inputs, is basically like what you eat, what you drink. Don't eat shit, don't drink shit, and just like sleep well, get a good sleep schedule. Don't do any drugs, so no alcohol. If you like be completely clean for 2 weeks and you sleep well for 2 weeks and you don't do any drugs, like not even cigarettes, no caffeine, no nothing, I guarantee after 2 weeks, you're gonna be so bored of like Netflix, you're gonna be so bored of just fucking looking at TikTok on your phone, you have to do something productive. I think it's a bit similar to like a dopamine detox, maybe. Because a big part of what drugs do is they just let you be happy doing shit that you don't actually find fun. So going to the club is actually pretty fucking boring. And for a lot of people, I think it's only tolerable if you're drunk. So if you stop drinking for 2 weeks, you're going to stop going to the club probably because it is maybe not for everyone, but it probably is fucking boring if you're sober. So yeah, that's basically it. And to relate it to myself, as I said, I'm an incredibly lazy person. But so just over 3 years ago now, I really took care of my diet. I used to just eat shit every day, every single day. I'd just scoff like chocolate and crisps. And I wasn't that fat, but I was a bit overweight. So yeah, I used to do that. I never used to take care of my sleep. I used to drink a lot of alcohol, all that kind of crap, all the poison and shit that you put in your body. And yeah, one day I just quit sugar and I sorted out my sleep within about like a month. And I was really healthy. I didn't really drink much either. So yeah, it's just diet and sleep really are the two most important ones. And it was like after 2 or 3 weeks of that, I literally started my business, and then I had a PlayStation up in London where I was living. I just got rid of it just because I had literally no motivation to play it when I was taking care of myself. Like I couldn't. It was just driving me fucking. I couldn't sit down and play PlayStation anymore. Just felt like such a waste of time. Uh, and I think it's just because if you take care of those inputs, the outputs take care of themselves. So, yeah, got distracted by a cleaner who came in. She was a lovely lady. And yeah, to sum up, yeah, just take care of your inputs and the outputs will take care of themselves. And doing that is easier than you think. So I think the most important things is just diet and sleep and don't do drugs. And I swear, if you can do that for like 2 weeks, you can really take care of yourself for 2 weeks. You'll just hit a level of productivity that you've never felt in your entire fucking life. At least that's how it goes with me. Recently, I've been like a naughty boy. I've been drinking too much. I haven't touched chocolate or desserts in like 3 years, but I've been eating a lot of carbs, which I don't think are very good for you. And I feel it. Like I can't really be bothered to work right now. This is like fun. So that's why I'm doing this. Yeah. What the tangent was I going on? Yeah, I'm an incredibly lazy person. If I take care of my inputs for 2 weeks, then I just hit like a new level of productivity. Recently, I've been bad, but I made 21 grand last month. How much did you make? I'm allowed to be a bit naughty. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. And it's easier to do than you think. So if you want to take care of your sleep, there's 2 books you should read. And if you don't have the attention span to read because you're not taking care of your inputs, then get the audiobook. That's all right. Same thing. Good shit. So the 2 best books on sleep I've read. So there's one book called Why We Sleep by, I think it's Dr. Matthew Walker, which is a great book. And it will drive home just how important sleep is for you and like getting good sleep is for you. It really goes into like quite a lot of the newest science about sleep and just how incredibly important it is. And it should give you a bit of motivation to sort out your sleep if you actually read it and take it seriously. The only problem I found with that book is it doesn't give you that many practical applications, in my opinion. So you read that one first. Then there's another book by Shawn Stevenson. I think it's called Sleep Smarter. Sleep Smarter by Shawn Stevenson. And I think it's just 21 short chapters. It's a really quick book. And each chapter is like, do X thing to improve your sleep. It's like the title of the chapter. And then it's just like 2 or 3 pages about how it works, how it's going to fix your sleep, and just the science that backs up this little trick to improve your sleep. So for example, putting like an English ivy plant in your room is good for your sleep, and that's easy to do. You can get one on Amazon for like 15 quid. Another example is you don't want your room to be too hot. Too cold is way better than too hot if you want a good night's sleep. So there's 2 quick examples. And there's 21 in the book, maybe 17, something like that. Really good book, really easy to read. So Why We Sleep by Dr. Matthew Walker will like motivate you to sort out your sleep. And then the second book, Sleep Smarter by Shawn Stevenson, will give you the practical knowledge to actually do it. So that's how you do sleep. Diet is even easier, I think. I like my books. There's a book called Good Sugar, Bad Sugar by Carr, which is the book I read 3 years ago. If you don't know the Carr books, that's called The Easy Way by Carr. He writes books about how to quit addictive stuff. So he's got books on cannabis, alcohol, harder stuff, cigarettes. Cigarettes is his biggest seller. But to sum up that book, people don't really understand what addiction is and how it works. But the way he breaks it down into like the small steps that makes it happen is he does it really well, and it kind of just blasts you with a hit of truth that you didn't understand about addiction, which makes it really easy to overcome because you actually understand like the monster you're fighting. I'm not explaining this very well. You understand the monster of addiction, and when you understand it, it's not that scary and it's actually easy to beat. If you want me to explain what literally every type of addiction is, from heroin to cigarettes, basically. So just say you're addicted to sugar, which is like carbs, like pasta. There's loads of addictive. There's like processed sugar and that shit, all the way from like carbs to like cakes to donuts to ice cream, all that crap. the way it works is your brain and your body is addicted to sugar, but it's 99% mental and 1% physical. So you get like a slight pang in your stomach. It's like an empty, insecure feeling when you're like craving processed sugar. And it's really not that bad. It's very tolerable. It's not painful. I think you know what I mean. It's like a slightly empty, insecure feeling. And when you get that, your brain interprets that signal as like, fuck, I need some sugar now. And it's going to keep telling you you need sugar. And that's literally all addiction is. And that is true for cigarettes. It's the same thing. You get a slight pang in your stomach and your brain interprets it as a panic signal, like we need a cigarette now. And it's the same for processed sugar. So all this book does is it will, maybe it's a bit hypnotherapy, but it will switch up that paradigm in your brain. So when you get the pang in the insecure pang in your stomach, instead of your brain interpreting that as shit, I need a little bit of chocolate right now, that hit the spot, your brain interprets it as, oh, that's nice, I don't need to have any chocolate right now. And it's really hard to explain how it works. But you read the book, it's going to change the way your brain interprets the addiction signal, and it makes it really easy to quit, right? Because if your first thought is, oh, I don't actually need any chocolate, I'm so happy I don't need chocolate right now, then it's going to be easy to not eat the chocolate if you're happy that you don't want it. Does that make sense? So that's hard to explain. Basically, read the book, Alan Carr's Good Sugar, Bad Sugar, and you can just quit chocolate and cakes and shit for the rest of your life and be very happy about it. That's the thing, you won't miss it. Like, I haven't eaten chocolate or ice cream in like 3 years, and I don't miss it. I don't ever want it again. So that, I think, is the best method I've found to take care of your inputs. I think those are the two most important things you can do. Those two sleep books and read that book about addiction, and it will cure your addiction to fast food. But I'll say one more thing. 99% of you are pussies, and you're going to be too scared to read that book because you're too scared of the prospect of not having a chocolate bar for the rest of your life. Scares the fuck out of you, which is, yeah. So most of you aren't going to do it. But if any of you does do it, or reads the book, or even the sleeping book, hit me up, man, because that's fucking gangster, and I respect that. So yeah, that's basically it. Genuinely, if I could give any advice to anyone, it would just be read those 3 books, and I think your life will be like 50% better if you actually follow the advice in them. Genuinely, because it fucking worked for me. I sorted out my diet and my sleep, and then 3 weeks later I'd started my own business. I couldn't waste time anymore. So that's it, bro. That is the best advice I can I'm a child, like I've already said, but that is the best advice I think I could give anyone if they want to do anything, from finance to starting a business to getting jacked to literally doing anything. It would just be read those 3 books. And that's going to take you 90% of the way there. I do truly believe that. So yeah, just thought I'd share a bit of my knowledge. Have a good day.